What? Hey guys, so as they say, the first step to recovery is admitting that you have a problem. Yep, so this video is about me trying to go out and away from my Nintendo fanboy ways. If you've been following me, you've noticed that I've been trying to pick up some more Sega stuff and everything. And I'm basically just going to go into why I am such a Nintendo fanboy. And I'm probably not like the typical Nintendo fanboy who will just stick up for anything Nintendo does, that kind of thing. I just really like Nintendo games because that's what I grew up with, that's what I'm most familiar with, you know, Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, and just Game Boy systems, GameCube, all of that stuff. So yeah, that being said, like I just mentioned a second ago, yeah, I grew up with Nintendo. Everything I had was Nintendo. You know, the posters on my walls, they were Nintendo. My first console was a Game Boy Advance, I think, right when it came out, or was it GameCube or 64? I don't know, one of those three. And you know, my first games were all Mario World, or you know, they're all Mario games. Everything since I've been growing up was Mario. In fact, once I was waiting in line somewhere and I saw a kid on a Sega Game Gear, and this was of course a bit after the days of the Sega Game Gear, of course. And I was wondering, like, what is that thing? You know, I noticed it said Sega, and of course I recognized Sega from Sonic because I'm a huge Sonic fan. I played it on my Game Boy Advance all the time. So yeah, I was wondering, like, is that like a Sonic machine? Like, yeah. So I just didn't have any connection to anything other than Nintendo as a kid. And go ahead and blame my parents. I don't know. I personally, I loved gaming during my childhood. I don't think I missed out on that much because there wasn't really anything else around when I was a kid other than, you know, there was kind of PlayStation 1, so I played Spyro and stuff, Crash at my friends' houses once in a while, whenever they had it. But other than that, I was pretty satisfied with everything I had. You know, the PS2 came out later. I played a bit on that, you know, I've played a bunch of games on that. But overall, most of the games I know, most of everything I know is on Nintendo consoles. If you haven't noticed, probably a good 90-95% of the games I own are from Nintendo consoles. That whole stack up there, that's Nintendo. That whole stack up there also happens to be Nintendo. Oh wait, that other third stack over there is also Nintendo. What else have I got up there? Let's see, Pikachu from Pokemon, Nintendo. You know, I have some Sega Genesis games in the corner over there. To be exact, I have like 3 or 4. I have a Game Gear on the bottom because I don't even have room to put it because I have so many Game Boys. So I can't put it in my handheld spot. So yeah, that's just kind of, that's it. So at the end of this video I'm going to ask you again, but I'm going to want you to name me your favorite console and your favorite games for it. And this doesn't necessarily have to be what you have the most for, the most valuable, just whether it's from your childhood, whether it's from now, the console that you've had the most fun with, or just the most fun collecting, or you like the best graphic. Well, actually, don't do best graphics because then you're just gonna tell me all the new stuff. Yeah, so you know, whether it's Xbox 360 or if it's like TurboGrafx 16, it's all cool. You know, I'm gonna try to get into that. I'm working towards getting a Sega Genesis, but the main problem is it's always been a matter of I started collecting with the Game Boy, and then of course naturally I moved on to the NES and the Super Nintendo. And so because of that, you know, whenever I'd seen Genesis games or whatever, it didn't strike me as something I needed to get because I had already been growing my Nintendo collection, so I was like, get to it later. Not only that, but I live in Montreal, Quebec, and we don't have a particular lot of Genesis games. Like, I mean, I know they're not as, you know, just Sega in general. I mean, I know as a rule of thumb they're not as common as Nintendo games, but it just seems like we really don't have much, and what we do have, it's like going like to like it's just, I don't know what to say. It's not, it just really isn't much. So yeah, not only it also hasn't been that easy for me. Once I'd been out garage sale shopping, you know, and the last house I went to was late, and you know I only had like $10 left, and I literally had to choose between getting a Genesis with all its hookups and everything, and a few games, or a box of like 30 Super Nintendo games. And you know, there's some good titles in there, so I picked the Super Nintendo games. Anyways, enough about my stories. This is about me being a Nintendo fanboy. Yeah, so I love Nintendo. As I said, I've always grown up with Nintendo. I'm sure there are many of you like that, although I know I have a lot of Sega fans and all that who, let me know that they're Sega fans and all that stuff. And I think that's really cool. So just because I'm a Nintendo fanboy and I'm hoping to change that a bit, I really wanted to get to Sega because I do recognize that there are tons of great titles, that the systems are great. Same thing for TurboGrafx 16. I find that system really cool. I don't know too much about it. Gonna try to learn more. Same thing for Coleco, Atari. That's a bit kind of old for me, so that's probably gonna take me even longer to get into. But eventually I'll have fair libraries for all those consoles too. So yeah, like I said, just let me know, your favorite consoles. Let me know your favorite consoles to collect for, your favorite console as a kid, any of that stuff. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you want to make a video response to something, thinking what I should collect next, what you think it would be easiest to get into if I wanted to get into a new console. I thought it would be natural to go to Sega Genesis since I'm such a Super Nintendo fan, and then Master System since I'm such a huge NES fan. I've already kind of gotten into Game Gear. I have a Game Gear and a few games for it. But anyways, so just let me know. I'd love to see video responses. If I can get any, or comments, you can message me. If you want to make a trade Nintendo for other systems or Nintendo for Nintendo, any of that stuff is great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when I will be less of a Nintendo fanboy.